To a different continent, to Honorable Shehan Semasinghe, State Minister of Finance for Sri Lanka. The floor is yours.
Thank you. I wish to thank the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Finland, Norway and the UNDP for organizing this timely discussion. If you look at things what we all talk are quite similar, and we all are going through a very challenging period. As we are aware, government revenue mobilization through taxation is very important to achieve the sustainable development goals by 2030. On one hand, taxes are required for governments to make the necessary environmental and social investments. On the other hand, tax impact of organizations on the SDGs. The research finds that the corporate tax rates are positively and significantly associated with the Sustainable Development Goals. The result implies that the higher rate of corporate tax plays a vital role in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals in the emerging economies. However, it is no easy task in understanding nuances between taxation and SDGs. It is hoped that this forum will help to better understand the concept among policymakers and tax administrators. Most of our countries have tax legislation that does not capture contemporary needs of and practices and capacity shortages that led to tax avoidance and evasions that they are by losing potential tax revenues. This is one of the biggest challenges right now Sri Lanka is facing, and the UNDP is also giving us technical assistance of how to rectify this issue. Sri Lanka has long been committed to the achievement of SDGs. We have made significant investments in key areas of education, health, social protection, enhancing access to key utilities, and conservation of the environment throughout history. Sri Lanka has impressive records on literacy, educational attainment, low maternal and infant mortality due to our free health and educational policies. We have also reached impressive levels in enhanced access to electricity and potable water. It is not difficult to appreciate that all these welfare state facilities have to be financed, and that the principal source of revenue collection is from taxation, whether direct or indirect. How then do we share the burden across the canvas of the community in an equitable manner, having regard to the governance structure of a welfare state? Sri Lanka is currently emerging from an unprecedented economic crisis that started in early 2022. We are presently arresting this issue with the assistance of the international community, inclusive of official and commercial creditors, the IMF, the World Bank, and other development partners. I'm pleased to inform the IMF board approved the extended fund facility program last month. Consequently, we have been able to address inflation effectively from the historically high figures of last year, especially last September. Our food inflation was around 95% at that time. We have also been able to address shortages of essential items. Fiscal imbalances that existed over a considerable period of time contributed greatly to the severe economic conditions currently prevalent in the country. Low government revenue and high recurrent expenditure have led to consistent budget deficits over several decades. This has resulted in raising public debt, which has reached unsustainable levels. In addition, untimely tax reductions in late 2019 further contributed to the loss of revenues. While duly recognizing past mistakes and lessons learned, Sri Lanka is now committed to an ambitious structural reform agenda backed by the IMF program. Revenue-based fiscal consolidation is one of the key features of the reform program. Accordingly, we have implemented revenue enhancement measures since June 2022 to enhance the fiscal space. This includes making the tax system more progressive by widening tax bases and removing sector-specific exemptions and concessionary rates. Particularly, the personal income tax structure has been revamped by reducing the tax-free thresholds and by increasing the marginal tax rates. With the implementation of these revenue enhancement measures, it is expected to increase the government revenue to 15% of the GDP from 8.3% of the GDP recorded in 2022. The revenue-based reforms would contribute to reducing the after-tax income inequality, ensuring that high-income earners contribute more to the tax revenue. A progressive taxation system that is fair and equitable is essential to ensure that the burden of financing the SDGs does not fall disproportionately on the poor and the vulnerables. Further, in recognizing the importance of revenue mobilization, Sri Lanka has also focused attention on enhancing an effective tax administration to mobilize necessary resources to achieve the SDGs. This includes opening of a tax file for every citizen over 18 years of age, introducing a mandatory electronic tax filing system for non-corporate taxpayers, and enhancing tax audits and controls. Just give me 1 minute, I'll finish it off. Whilst enhancing government revenue, expenditure containment measures are also implemented to complement the government's efforts towards fiscal consolidation. These include measures to reduce the operational expenses of the government and to increase accountability of the appropriation of public funds. However, the rationalization of the appropriation of public funds would not compromise the allocation of financial provisions for health, education, and social protection systems. In this context, we have undertaken significant reforms to strengthen the social safety net in order to cushion the poor and the vulnerable from impact of the economic challenges, while extending the outreach of the social safety net program with a view to identify the genuine beneficiaries. We have introduced a new eligibility criteria for selection based on objective and variable factors. As I mentioned before, my government has aligned itself with the development programs in line with the SDGs. We have placed emphasis on ensuring food security through sustainable agriculture policies. Further, we are committed to shifting to renewable energy. You will appreciate that by an incremental enhancement of fiscal space, we would also be able to enhance investment in relevant infrastructure development. In addition, we will move to ensure that our public financial management is transparent and accountable, supported by a new public financial management law. The law will provide for stringent fiscal rules that would require a proper evaluation of appropriation of public resources. We remain much hopeful that Sri Lanka will be able to recover from our current challenges and will not be forced to see a reversal of the SDG gains it has achieved so far. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks to all the three speakers.